Hello everybody, this is Sci-Fi Junk yet again on this lovely Monday afternoon. I thought I'd go ahead and talk about my take on Destiny 2 after playing the beta and after everybody's done their own little crying and bitch sessions and whatever you want to call it. Well, it's my turn to have a bitch session because I figured I'd wait until the dust settled. And I mean, I'm not going to talk about supers recharging forever, taking forever to recharge, or the abilities taking forever to recharge, or the grenades, or anything like that. No. I'm going to be more on the this is what I see between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 kind of thing. And, so as you know, the homecoming mission, that's what everybody's calling the first mission, is, when the Cabal go ahead and attack the tower and blow the tower up, the kingdom to come and all that. And, which, it looks pretty cool. But what happens during the mission itself after that cutscene, after your ghost says, well, along the lines of, drive faster to the tower, pretty much. Although that's not exactly how he says it, but that's pretty much what he's saying. Then you mysteriously just show up at the tower after he says that. You fly to the tower and all of a sudden you magically just show up. Well, that's where it kind of... I mean, Destiny 2 is, Destiny. So it's Destiny 2, however you want to call it, it's basically Destiny. Slap a 2 on there, make it is just, is not going to make a sequel. Unless you make it where it's going to make sense between Destiny 1, I should say Destiny, because I still call it Destiny, and Destiny 2. The first thing I noticed was the fact that when you spawn at the tower, that you mysteriously have new powers. I mean, you mysteriously have new abilities. Everything is supposed to be like brand new. Well, toward the end of the beta, I went ahead and gave my little feedback, and I didn't mention any of the supers taking forever and abilities taking forever on that post either. I was mainly concentrating on what our Guardian did between or what we got on our Guardian between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. More on the lines of abilities and what the supers and all that stuff going to be. And grenades and all that crap. Now, I did notice a couple things, because what I did is I would load up Destiny 1, Destiny 2, see what I saw different, and then there you go. And that's all I did, was I just posted what I saw different between our Guardian by the means of abilities and all that. And because I never saw anybody else post that, they all complained about stuff recharging too long. Now, I'll put a description below on that post so you can see what I actually exactly put, because I can't even remember. I don't got it in front of my face, and I don't like to script stuff. So anyway, if you've seen my videos in the past, you know that I just shoot by the hip, or shoot from the hip and then go with it. So like the Defender Titan, yeah, I call it a Defender Titan for a reason, and the reason is the abilities that they had that had unlocked for us to play with. If you'll notice, one of the abilities in there is the Word of Dawn. You just hold it down, hold your super down on your Sentinel Titan, and voila, you get a bubble, which then turns it into Defender Titan. and it actually pretty much plays pretty much the same way, except for there's the void grenade that we have. Instead of having the spike grenade, we have the void wall grenade. You know, the very void wall grenade that the night stalkers had, or the void hunter had in Destiny 1. Well, they've made it where you get it on your Titan for Destiny 2. So, I mean, so they're taking stuff from Destiny 1, putting it in Destiny 2, slapping a new name on it. Now, granted, there are a couple abilities here and there that actually weren't in Destiny 1, but they're in Destiny 2. Then there's stuff like they've put two abilities together from Destiny 1 into Destiny 2. Like, everybody's saying how slow the lovely Nova Bomb was for the Warlock on Destiny 2. Well, if you look at it closely, you will know that it is Angry Magic and Shattered rolled into one, but slower. So, I mean, they've actually pulled some stuff from Destiny 1, brought it back in Destiny 2, slapped a rename on it, and I'm fine with that. But this is what it needs to. This is how it needs to be done. Because you know how the homecoming, after that mission, we're supposed to lose our powers, right? Well, it would make a lot more sense if we had all of our old powers just for that one mission. I'm serious, just for that one mission, and have all of our old armor, all of our old weapons, everything that we had on our that we have on our Titan right now, not in the vault, because you can't even access the vault once you get, once you get into the mission. Matter of fact, you can't get to the vault, period. So it makes sense for us to have all of our old armor, all of our old weapons, everything that we've had in Destiny 1, and our old abilities in Destiny 1 for Homecoming, period. Because if we're going to lose our powers to get new connections to the light, then that's what would make sense. Matter of fact, that's what my impression was, is we were going ahead and keep whatever we have on our Titan when we boot up Destiny 2 for the first time. But that's not the case. We mysteriously have new abilities, new weapons, new armor, and it's like there's no explanation on how we got any of that. That's what it made. That's why some people are saying it doesn't feel like a sequel, because there's no explanation whatsoever on how or why we got this new armor and these new abilities all of a sudden. Like, what did our Titan do between the end of Destiny 1 to transition to Destiny 2? What did we do between that time? Because to me, Destiny 1's never really ended. That's it. We're not going off to some wonderland to get new abilities and replace our old ones. So, I mean, that's the reason why most people are saying it doesn't feel like a sequel. And me included. I mean, it feels like more like a DLC than anything else. To make it a sequel, you need to make it where it makes sense. You need to make it where we know how we got the stuff, or when we got it, or where we got it from. Because right now, it feels like they just slapped a new coat of paint on it. Renamed some abilities, put some abilities together, took some abilities out. Other than that, I mean, I feel that they could probably do the some of the stuff that they did in Destiny 2 in Destiny 1, with the exception of the gun system. I don't think they can really do that in Destiny 1. They could rework the connections in Destiny 1 to duplicate what's in Destiny 2. And I believe that they probably could do all the visual effects that they've done in Destiny 1 or in Destiny 2 into Destiny 1 by the means, the shields look like they're kind of round instead of just there. Especially since they've pretty much, just dropped the PS3 altogether. See, when you stop supporting a device with updates and all that, that means you stopped supporting it, period. I mean, I don't know why that you even see. This is what pisses me off. All right, hang on just a second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. See, my brother got me this. He got me this, and it was around Thanksgiving. It was toward the end of the Queen's Ride stuff, because I managed to look around. I did a couple of bounties, but didn't really get very far in it. And that's when I got this. The first of Destiny. The first, yeah. And that was when my mother was married to my stepfather, and all that. But so it is what it is on that one. I'm not going to discuss that on this video. But then, when my mother divorces my stepfather, she gets this crazy idea that I deserve a PS4 and all this other stuff because she's getting a $20,000 divorce settlement. And so she gives me a PS4, and I only got, oh shoot, I don't even know what it was. Oh, strike that. It had the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 with it. So I had Black Ops 3. Granted, I am not a Call of Duty fan. With the exception of Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare series of Call of Duty. Yeah, I'm a fan of that. Just that part of it, the Modern Warfare part of it. And then the Medal of Honor has Tier 1, and I think it's called Tier 1 Operators or something like that. And then the one that's supposed to be a sequel to it. Those are the only Medal of Honor and Call of Duty games I like. The rest of them were kind of they were pretty much the same thing. But so it was my first PS4. I didn't know what the hell to do with it other than play, Black Ops 3. I'm still fairly new to the freaking PlayStation Store. Believe it or not, I got some games on the PlayStation Store for my PS3. Not very many, because it has a small hard drive too. But I'm not real big on downloading games off the PlayStation Store. And then my brother says, "Oh, well, you got PS4. Why don't you go ahead and download this and this and this?" And so I started downloading stuff and everything, and realized, oh, that's cool. But when they announced the collection for Destiny, which is this right here, that I bought, actually, I kind of spent money that wasn't really mine, but It worked out in the end. I made up for it. But once I got the collection, this very lovely game right here, Bungie goes, "Oh well, we're going to go ahead and release." That's when they started talking about Destiny 2. And here I'm going, but I just got this. And here you're talking about Destiny 2 already? Come on now. Really? By the way, I didn't get my Iron Gallowine like I was promised. Anyway, thanks GameStop, by the way. But I'll charge $80 for that, and just to find out, oh well, they're getting Destiny 2 ready. So, I was not too happy about that. But that's also around the time. Let's see, what was it? Around the time that they said something about, the book, the book for Rise of Iron. And if you manage to unlock all of it, then you get t-shirts. Well, as of tomorrow, my t-shirt will be left at Bungie because I don't have the $30-something, $20-something to get it. And that's something I actually personally worked hard at. And, no, I'm not too thrilled about losing it. I'm working on something that all of a sudden I won't be able to get a hold of at all. And then that's when, Destiny 2 beta came out around, let's see, what was it? Destiny 2 beta came out around the week before last. If you're lucky enough and fortunate enough to pre-order, you got to play it on the 18th for PS4 users, the 19th for Xbox users, which I don't have no fucking idea why you guys did that. I mean, the pre-orders means you pre-order, which means everybody should get it the same day if you're going to do the whole hourly access bullshit for, pre-orders. Come on. That's another thing that pisses me off. And then, for those of us that weren't lucky enough to be able to spend money, it was the 22nd. No, it was the 20th to the 22nd, I believe. But then they extended it out to like the 25th because they want to do extensive testing, and they said to expect problems, like to expect being kicked out of the orbit and all that stuff. And I only got kicked out of orbit once during that whole supposed test of the servers. If you're going to test a server and say you're going to pull the plug on stuff to see what happens, you need to pull the plug on shit and see what the hell happens. Now, this is coming from a caregiver, freelance IT guy, YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, streamer, YouTuber. Yeah, so I'm like, I even have granted, it's only an associate's degree in IT, but I do have a degree in IT. And the definition of pulling the plug on shit to see what happens means you actually just pull the plug on shit and you see what happens. Now that I'm going to try to calm down after that, I will say that the beta was actually pretty good for what it was. I mean, you only had one strike, which I probably beat it into submission by the time I got done with it. Because I did play it very, extensively. The PvP stuff I wasn't too thrilled with, but then again, I'm not a PvP guy. I'm really not. What the hell is that? Oh, but yeah, I'm not real big on PvP, but the competitive mode, or the what was it, countdown or whatever it was, that one, I mean, aside from having to actually have an actual team, because if you get thrown into a match and no one's talking, you kind of have to just guesstimate on where everybody's going to go and all that stuff. But beyond that, it was actually pretty cool. It was pretty fun. I mean, granted, the high time to kill that people were complaining about, I mean, yeah, it takes longer to die, so what? It takes longer to kill people, so what? The point is, you shoot people, and you see who dies first. That's pretty much how it works. Or you go into cover, or you get your shields, and you keep on shooting. I mean, how hard is that? And I personally suck at PvP. I really do. The whole quick match thing, well, that's... I don't know what to say about that. Most of the time, I would get up in teams that, lost. But then again, like I said, I'm not a real big PvP guy. So, I mean, it seemed to be okay to me. I'm not, competitive or anything. Competitive enough to say this or that about what's bad about it. Now, the beta as a whole, to show Destiny 2 as a whole, other than calling stuff new that really isn't new, per se, other than that, it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying it because I'm trying to get on Bungie's good side. I'm really not. Because Bungie's really done some damage when it came to Destiny 1. I foresee it to happen again with Destiny 2. But then again, you have to be a guy or girl that likes this kind of thing, kind of game, that likes actually going out and doing raids, like, WoW, except for instead of having a sort of a weird view that you're a first person and you're going bang bang. I mean, to me, that's pretty much what it's like, and it's not. Destiny 2, they don't feel cartoony. That's the other reason why I play it, because I don't like cartoony stuff. I want to feel like I'm an actual person there, not a cartoon character freaking doing pot shots at somebody. So, let's see, what was it? Now, the only other thing that I would like that Bungie could probably fix, I don't know how they would, is to include more of a reward system for some of us that actually played Destiny 1. I mean, banners, that's what I call them, little things that your name kind of gets prettied up with. Banners are all nice and all, but there needs to be something else. I mean, there needs to be maybe a specific weapon that we can get, or a specific armor piece, saying, yes, I got this because I was in Destiny 1 at this, do it for this event. That's the reason why I got the pounder and this weapon. Or maybe something along those lines. That's the reason why I got this helmet, because I got this, plus I got this banner. Tie the banner to a weapon or an armor piece, or even a class item. So when they're not having that banner on their fucking name, they can have armor piece on their, on them. on the person, on the Titan or Hunter or Warlock. Whatever they want to be as a class, they have armor piece for it. Now, if they happen to do something as a Titan that relates to shit, what was it? Whatever the freaking banners relate to, and they get an armor piece to it, make it where it works for whatever class that they use. So if they get it on the Warlock, it goes to their Warlock. If they get another one on their Hunter, then they get it on when they get that banner, and that it could be used on whatever they're currently playing with. Not a different fucking class that they're possibly not even going to open up or create a character for or anything. So, let's see, there might be... So, and again, I don't know if they'll even do that. I mean, it'd be nice. Because having a banner doesn't show anything that other than saying, yes, I did that. And no other proof that you done it. I mean, come on. Shit, I don't know if there's anything else other than that. Because the storyline, I mean, granted, what we got from the beta by the means of storyline, it was a Destiny kind of thing. That's how it worked. It's just that in order for some of us to actually perceive this as a sequel, it needs to be make a lot more sense than it does now. But right now, as it is, we are coming from somewhere that, we're mysteriously not even at the tower. We come after everything happened. And then we mysteriously... Now, I'm going to presume the reason why the powers that we got now have different names, even though some of them are actually pretty much the same as from Destiny 1, is because that is our new connection to the light. And that's the name of the power after we made that connection. Now, if that's true, that's all fine and dandy. I'll go for that. I mean, yeah, go for that. But if we're mysteriously just going to get the same powers after we come from the tower after having the new powers, I mean, that makes no sense. I mean, granted, we're supposed to make new connections. That's how it's supposed to work. But to me, it means that we lose our old powers and gain new, different powers. So, anyway, I do appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. And I know it's more of a ramble than anything else and a rant, but I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. In order for it to be a sequel, you need to make it where we know how we got these new powers that we mysteriously showed up at the tower with. And if not, then you need to bring our old powers back just for the homecoming mission. I'm serious, just for that. You could probably do the same thing that you did with the new, don't change the ability tree at all. Just do like you did with the ability gives basic abilities, or the main abilities, or something like that. And for the Defender Titan and Arc Titan, and bring all that back just for the first mission. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even have to even be exact like what we got for Destiny 1. Just enough for us to make it through the mission with. And then when we lose those powers and we magically get, and then we make that reconnection, it makes that much more sense. That's the only way it's going to make sense at all. Unless you make it where we find out how we got the powers before the homecoming mission started. Somehow. Tie it into the freaking damn story somehow. If you did that, then it'd make a lot more sense too. You know, sort of. Either way, you can't just start us with new powers. We don't just damn well lose those powers and then just get them back. I mean, it makes no sense to do that. Or strike that. Get the new powers. Yeah. New powers, then lose them, then get them back. That makes no sense. We should have our old powers, lose them, then get the new ones. I mean, I would like the whole bring the tree or ability stuff back from Destiny 1 just for that one mission. But I know it's probably going to be asking way too much, and you're probably going to not listen to any of us to begin with. But like I said, have our old powers, first mission only. Have all of our stuff that we have on our Titan or on our gardening when we load it up, so we can do it. And if you know, I'll go ahead and link a video of what I thought before the beta, because I was going off of what Bungie was showing and what people were doing and all this other stuff, and what was shown to us that weren't invited to that lovely, wonderful presentation everybody was invited to. I should say all the higher end Twitch and YouTube people that were into Destiny, and they are still in Destiny. More specifically, Dado Does Destiny. He gave us a review that actually made sense, to be honest. I haven't had a chance to see the one review from Angry Joe yet, but I'm sure it's probably going to be rather short and maybe to the point. If not, then he's probably going to wait until after the game gets released. The point is, I mean, yeah, some of it is new, but not all of it. I would have to say, at least from what I saw from the beta, maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10% of it from what we can see. Because we can't see how the whole networking part works. We can't see that. We can't see, because we weren't able to see how the levels went. How the progression of the game went. So, but from what I saw, only about 5 or 10%, maybe 20%, and it might be pushing it a little, that's actually new. I mean, Cabal having, shields is not new. And the Minotaurs having shields is not new. So the enemies themselves, minus the boss on the strike, everything else is pretty much the same on enemy-wise to me. Other than maybe a Cabal that flies up in the air and tries to murder you from above. That might be a a new enemy type from Cabal. But other than that, it's pretty much just regular Destiny. So it's not a bad game, but it's not a good game either. But then again, this is the beta. They didn't really show very much. Now I'm gonna hope. Yes, hope. Being a very key word here, a very big word here. Hope that they might take these, changes into consideration to make it where it makes more sense. I mean, granted, yeah, fusion rifles were strong in PvP and this and that and everything else. My personal favorite in Beta 2 was the linear fusion rifle. Yeah, except for it doesn't really do very much when it comes to PvP. But then again, I was kind of crappy at it. The grenade launcher I couldn't use worth crap because, well, it didn't have very much ammo for it to begin with. Rocket launcher, well, I never ended up getting the, crap. I never got a rocket launcher, so I don't know if they still work like they're supposed to or not. Submachine guns, now that was a, they kind of go everywhere. So they're more like a close to medium range weapon there. But everything else, like, the auto rifles, the scout rifles, the pulse rifles. Now I'm not a hand cannon user, so I don't really like using hand cannons all that much. But I'm sure they probably those probably feel the same. Sniper rifles pretty much felt the same. Now I'm talking about like as in feeling the same. I'm not talking about like dealing damage. I'm talking about as in feeling the handling of the weapon and all that. So they pretty much felt the same to me. And believe it or not, I actually played Destiny for quite a while now. Every time a new, let's see, it was Dark Below and House of Wolves. After that, I just go ahead and just started deleting my character to see what happened. Because I didn't have to do that for Dark Below or House of Wolves because I was worked on my Titan, and then I moved on to each of the characters, and it took me quite a bit of time to get them leveled up and everything. But after, let's see, what was it, House of Wolves, Taken King. After the Taken, when the Taken King dropped, it just kind of just felt, the same pretty much. So I just went ahead and deleted to see what changed. And sure enough, a lot of stuff changed. Because the cinematic for Dark Below didn't show up. And then the cinematic for the House of Wolves didn't show up. And then the cinematic for... oh, let's see, what was it? The cinematic when the Queen opens up the reef to the Guardians. That didn't show up. The ones that show up now are the Rise of Iron cinematic. And the cinematic for like the Sunbreaker Titan and the Night Stalker Hunter and the Stormcaller. Those are the only cinematics that are in Destiny besides the normal campaign cinematics. And I really enjoyed watching the cinematics. I mean, granted, they're kind of on the small side. And all that. But when you start taking cinematics out of a game, it kind of, to me, it kind of doesn't feel the same. And to be told or to hear that the base game of Destiny 2 is going to have like 50 some odd cutscenes in it, with our Guardians not talking at all, which needs to be fixed. Now, I'm not saying that our Guardian has to talk in every single cutscene. You know, let our Guardians talk half the cutscenes, or a fourth of the cutscenes. But to not talk at all, I mean, that kind of seems weird. But to have 50-something cutscenes, period, when Destiny 1 had probably a fourth of that, if we're lucky. And then it got cut down even smaller once the Rise of Iron stuff came in, or the Taken King stuff came in. I mean, come on. This is coming from a guy that, you know, plays Destiny quite a bit. And here recently I started playing Titanfall 2 in his place, off and on, because Destiny right now. Oh, and there's another thing that Bungie can implement in the Destiny 1 that's not in the Destiny 2. That's the whole guided games that you have in there. You know, the lovely matchmaking that you're calling guided games. You could put that in Destiny 1 too, you know. Destiny 1, and make it a toggle. I mean, seriously, make it a toggle. If people don't want to freaking damn go with the guided games, you turn that fucker off. If people want to go with the guided stuff, you turn that damn thing on. I mean, seriously, you could have it toggled. Now, I don't know if that's how it's going to work in Destiny 2, because, well, again, the clan stuff, which is kind of weird. Actually, I had my clan name on, underneath my name on Destiny 2, when I can't even get it for Destiny 1, because you have to have 3 people in order for it to actually be a clan. Which I'm guessing is probably an industry standard somewhere that I've missed the memo on. Anyway, when you, Bungie, implemented Rise of Iron and screwed up the way clans worked, people like me that actually want to help others, that suck, but we want to help others, get pushed out of clans because of that. I for one, got pushed out of the clan that I was in. And the player that, the founder of that clan, seems to have jumped ship on your game. Yes, Bungie, I'm talking to you. So, matter of fact, I didn't even see her. Of course, then again, I did unfriend her, so I don't even know if she even played the beta, because I'm a type of person that tries to help other people, and if they don't want to help me, then why should I help them? And that's one of the reasons why when I start streaming, I go have a massive brain fart, forgetting to put my freaking fire team in public, because you won't let it stick and stay as public. I have to freaking damn change it every time I get into streaming. And if you want to know how many videos I made me streaming your stuff, just go ahead and go into the description or click on my profile right here and go to the playlist. You'll see that I've, granted, I've only been streaming maybe October of last year. And I was streaming. I'll probably still be streaming your first game, Destiny. Oh, excuse me. I'll probably still be streaming your game, Destiny. Not Destiny 2, but Destiny. Well after Destiny 2 is been out and everything, because, well, I don't have $60 to blow. Sure to hell don't have $80 to blow, because that's how much this cost from damn GameStop. It's $80. And I pre-ordered. $80. And we were supposed to have gotten, Iron Galahorn, 9-gallon wing. Well, I didn't get the Gala wing. I got told that because of you limiting the numbers, that I got the short end of the stick on that one. So I don't got $80, and I don't got $60. Knowing my luck, I will probably be able to get it when you have Destiny 2, the collection, and then try to catch up, because I mean, not everybody has money lying around. Matter of fact, me being a caregiver, I have no money except for I haven't had any work in maybe a month now, and I don't get paid to be a caregiver because, well, my mom, yes, I know. You see guys living with their mothers and their parents and all that stuff. Well, I had to break it to you, but some of us that actually live with our parents don't live off of our parents. Matter of fact, let's see. In about 2 hours, I will have to make sure she takes her meds. And then find out what she wants to eat, and then cook the food, and this and that and everything else. Like, I put the oven back together because I've been cleaning it pretty much all day. Some of us that live with our parents don't sit around at all. We don't have time to sit around at all. And that means we don't have time to, get a job, as people would say, and, get money, because people like me that happen to be caregivers have to do so much shit that's not even recognized by anybody. That includes you. I mean, granted, I don't have, a wife, emailing you about me having brain surgery and saying that a doctor advises me to go ahead and play Destiny for stuff. And I'm not an employee at Bungie. I don't have the whole team working on a artifact so I can propose to my fiance, because for one, I've already proposed and she said yes. I only had 6 months out of maybe 5 years of being engaged. I only seen her with a total of 6 months. So, as you can tell, caregivers and streamers, because I actually stream your game quite a bit. Actually, I think your Destiny is the most thing I've ever streamed. And if you think I'm lying, you can actually check my YouTube channel, because I use it as a archive, since Twitch kind of won't make me a partner, and since I'm not up there quite up there with the whole affiliate thing. I only got 2 weeks of storage when it comes to past broadcasts. So if you think I'm lying about you being the main game that I stream, you can look at my YouTube channel. You can go to the playlists. because I got everything categorized with what game I played and what videos I make and you know, all sorts of other stuff. So anyway, I do appreciate you guys watching, liking, following, tweetering the yeah, I call it tweeter, even though it's Twitter. You know, share it, whatever you want to do with this video, like it, dislike it, it doesn't matter. I mean, I do appreciate you guys for watching at the very least, to be honest. And holy shit, I didn't even realize it was over 50 minutes, so I better go ahead and cut this video short, or go ahead and cut the video. But anyway, like I said, you guys need to make some changes on how you present this game and how to make it where it makes more sense to some of us. And if you want to do the whole weapons balancing thing because the PvP crowd or the PvE crowd, have at it. I care less. I'll use the weapons no matter what. But you need to make the story make sense. You can't just put a story together, crunch the Grimoire cards, because the Grimoire cards, believe it or not, was the only story that we had. Now you kind of done away with them and just start yourself on this path of making this story that makes no sense. Anyway, like, subscribe, copy, paste, whatever. Do all those things, and maybe later on today, maybe tomorrow, I'll stream, and if not, then I won't. If I do, I do. Because right now, being a caregiver is not the easiest thing in the world, and streaming and making YouTube videos is, as I said before, the only thing that makes me sane. Because it's like the only thing that, because believe it or not, when I was in high school, I always had this thing about talking in front of people, in front of a crowd, and knowing that I can go ahead and make a video and post it, talk to a camera, or whatever. Or, because, matter of fact, I mean, it'd be greatly appreciated if Bungie even kind of sponsored me a little. No, I'm not talking about like as in, you know, like pay me money. Although that would be nice. I'm not gonna lie. Matter of fact, it'd be fun to go ahead and get sponsored anyway, but like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it because if I talk any longer, it's gonna take forever for this video to load and upload and all that stuff. And like I said, Destiny 2 story needs to change to make sense. And I hope it does. And if not, then we are just, some of us are just going to have to deal with what we got and be done with it. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.